The single camera setup or single camera mode of production is a method of filmmaking and video production. A single camera, either motion picture camera or professional video camera, is employed on the set and each shot to make up a scene is taken individually. There are many advantages and disadvantages of using single camera production. The advantages include the use of single camera techniques look like the creators use different cameras because of the different shots and with the techniques of editing. The cost of filming would be cheaper, as many cameras and operators are not needed to film or edit. As there is use of only one camera, the director has more control of what is filmed and what happens in the scenes. This is an advantage because the director can choose what is selected and filmed within the scenes. The quality of the scenes would be the same as only one camera is being used, so the quality would not be altered in sound and visual material. Also, with the use of only one camera, the mobility of the camera crew and resources is easier as there is not as much equipment to carry around. The disadvantages include the scenes have to be taken repeatedly, so there are more takes and clips to record. The use of single camera techniques takes longer to edit as there are more clips, and as there is only one camera, there are no backup shots to replace scenes that have gone wrong, so the crew must be more attentive to capture the correct shots. Single camera production is used in many different genres of filming TV. These include situation comedies, also known as sitcoms, crime, hospital, education, period dramas and thrillers, also in docudramas and mockumentaries. Filmmakers include a lot of different technical elements to their productions. These include different shot types, camera angles, camera movements, lighting techniques and audio techniques. Editing techniques include cross-cutting, match on action, the eyeline match, split screen, or a montage. Another editing technique is the 180-degree rule. When filming a conversation between two characters, it is very important to follow the 180-degree rule. If the camera crosses the line, it will disorientate viewers as the character's position on screen will change. Single camera production includes different narrative structures such as linear and non-linear structure. Other structures include realist, which is a realistic scenario, anti-realist, which is non-realistic, like an alien invasion, an open ending, which is a cliffhanger, and a closed ending, which has a definitive ending like the main character dies or a happy ever after. A linear structure is chronologically ordered and follows the storyline from beginning to end. Linear structures are mainly found in educational and hospital dramas. They are mainly used in hospital dramas to show the audience the consequences of doing something. For example, it would start with a person drink driving and the audience's mind is already running on what is going to happen. Although it is mostly predictable, the audience is still gripped and on the edge of their seats. However, a non-linear structure is not in order and may jump back and forth between two different times. Non-linear structures are mainly found in crime dramas as it starts when the crime has already been committed. Therefore, when the case evolves, flashbacks may be used to show what happened on the night of the crime before it happened, leading up to the final events. The genre cycle of production. Genres come and go in cycles depending on their success or failure. Eventually, genres lose their appeal and are then replaced by new genres until they lose their appeal, and so the cycle goes on. This is how series of films are made. While single camera production is the use of only one camera, multi-camera production is the use of lots of different cameras. There are still many different advantages and disadvantages of multi-camera production. The advantages include it's quick, as scenes may be shot far more quickly as there is no need for relighting and the set of alternate camera angles for the scene to be shot again from the different angle. It's efficient as it saves editing time as it reduces the complexity of tracking continuity issues that crop up when the scene is reshot from the different angles. It's also consistent as it keeps up the consistency of soaps or live broadcasted programmes. On the other hand, the disadvantages of multi-camera production include issues with lighting, as there is less optimised lighting which needs to provide a compromise for all camera angles. There's a lack of flexibility as it can get complicated when trying to hide equipment from the other cameras. There are also less flexibility in putting the necessary equipment on scene, such as a microphone, booms and lighting rigs, and it's more expensive as a bigger production team is needed. Talk shows are a good example of multi-camera production. 4 cameras are used for this setup, 2 directly straight onto the host and guest, and 1 on either side which face diagonally onto the guest, 1 facing towards the host and the other facing towards the guest. This gives the audience at home the full feeling of being in the studio as it is happening. Live television is harder to comprehend camera-wise, as everything has to be precise as there is only 1 take, and if something is done wrong, nothing can be done about it. The new trailer for The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 is a good example of a montage, as a film trailer is a group of clips selected from different parts of a film in order for the viewers to gain a representation of what the film is about. In this case, Katniss Everdeen is in District 13 after she shatters the games forever. Under the leadership of President Coin and the advice of her trusted friends, Katniss spreads her wings as she fights to save Peter and the nation moved by her courage. The Hunger Games is a part of the adventure and science fiction genres of film. Every trailer should start with the rating of the film, whether it is a U, PG, 12A, 15 or 18. The Hunger Games is a 12A as its main audience is teenagers. This is shown for the first 5 seconds of the trailer, which gives the audience enough time to read it and understand it. The next 5 seconds of the trailer shows the institution of the film. The Hunger Games is under Lionsgate, which was also famous for Kick-Ass, Abduction and Texas Chainsaw. The Hunger Games is a part of the adventure and science fiction genres of film. Every trailer should start with the rating of the film, whether it is a U, PG, 12A, 15 or 18. The Hunger Games is a 12A as its main audience is teenagers. This is shown for the first 5 seconds of the trailer, which gives the audience enough time to read it and understand it. The next 5 seconds of the trailer shows the institution of the film. The Hunger Games is under Lionsgate, which was also famous for Kick-Ass, Abduction and Texas Chainsaw.
I never wanted any of this.
For a brief 2 seconds, a hovercraft is shown flying over a dark forest, and then it changes to show Katniss from the side, which is a close-up and a profile shot of her, and a voiceover narration starts which acts as Katniss's internal monologue.
I never wanted to be in the games.
This next shot shows Katniss from behind in a mid-shot. As the camera is very shaky, it shows me that it's a handheld camera. This adds intimacy with Katniss, as it's like the audience is there with her but not with her.
I just wanted to save my sister.
2 over-the-shoulder shots have been used to show Primrose looking at Katniss, and then it alternates to over Katniss's shoulder to show Prim, and Katniss strokes her hair and Prim smiles. This again creates intimacy, as it feels like the audience is included in the scene with the characters.
And keep Peeta alive.
Miss Everdeen.
This is a close-up shot which has been used for Katniss speaking to somebody, as what we thought was an internal monologue is actually a conversation between 2 people. However, the audience doesn't know who it is between.
It's the things we love most.
Now an over-the-shoulder shot has been used to show who Katniss is talking to. She is speaking to President Snow, who is her enemy, via satellite. This shocks the viewers, as Katniss and President Snow are not liked within each other's company.
That destroy us.
Now the camera is zoomed in to President Snow's face. It creates a tense atmosphere for the audience, as President Snow is very intimidating, and when it zooms in close to his face, it makes the viewers feel very uncomfortable. Further on in the trailer, the use of single camera techniques is shown, as it shows Katniss and Gale running through a destroyed and burning District 8. You can understand that it uses single camera, as the camera is very shaky, which makes me think that a handheld camera is used, and it makes the audience feel as though they're there in District 8 running with them, which creates anxiety within the audience. During this trailer, a lot of low-key lighting has been used to give a dark, gloomy atmosphere, as right now District 13 and the rest of Panem are in the middle of a war. Therefore, no electricity is used, as it is destroyed. Glee is about a group of ambitious misfits trying to escape the harsh realities of high school by joining a glee club, where they find strength, acceptance, and ultimately their voice while working to pursue dreams of their own. During their 4th series, they did an episode called Shooting Star. This included intertextuality, as it borrowed a story from the recent news about a school shooting. Glee belongs to the institution of Fox.
There's a fake bottom to my desk drawer. If you look under it, there's a journal with a...
This clip shows the Glee Club filming a diary for their parents or loved ones if they did not make it out of the school alive. It is a very emotional episode, as it is from their perspective being filmed. So a handheld camera has been used. Pretty Little Liars is a mystery thriller. It is about a clique of girls who drift apart after the group's leader, Alison De Laurentiis, goes missing. Her body is found and the girls are reunited at her funeral. All 4 begin receiving text messages from the mysterious A, who seems to know many of the group's deepest secrets, some of which only the late Alison had knowledge of. The girls join forces against A's scheming and trying to uncover the mystery of Alison's death. Pretty Little Liars is rated at 12A and it belongs to ABC Family.
She knew about the affair. Allison set her up. She was jealous and she wanted Bethany dead.
The scene begins with Mona talking on the phone to Aria about Alison. Here a mid-shot is used which begins to zoom in close to Mona's face. This creates a tension between Mona and the audience, as the next part of the scene is an extreme close-up showing someone picking the lock to break into Mona's house. And again, another extreme close-up is used to create tension, as the viewers can see the door handle turning inside the house as the intruder has been successful at picking the locks. As the tension is growing, a worm's eye view is used to show the intruder opening the door and walking into the house. The camera then moves upwards towards the intruder's top half, maintaining an over-the-shoulder shot at all times so the audience does not know who it is, and everybody still remains with the question, who is A? Until around 5 seconds later, the intruder takes her hood down and the audience sees her long blonde hair. Does this answer the who is A question? Unfortunately not. Another over-the-shoulder shot is used when Mona is talking to herself in the mirror. At this point, every audience member is on the edge of their seats as everyone knows what will happen next, as right now, Mona is completely unaware of what is happening or what is about to happen. All of a sudden, a sound effect is used of a floorboard creaking which alarms Mona as she is home alone and shouts "Mum" where there is no reply. A close-up is used to then show the
Game over, Allison. I win. Mom?
A close-up has been used to show the intruder opening Mona's bedroom door, and the camera pans upwards and stops just below A's face. Therefore, the question has still not been answered. This person alarms Mona as she gasps in despair, and at this point, Mona and every audience member feels helpless. In this scene, it is daytime, therefore soft-key lighting and natural light have been used. There are practical lights in this scene, however they are not turned on. Thank you for taking the time to watch and listen to my AV report.